How you doing? It's Eric, and I just want to wish you a good day. I hope you're having a good day. I'm dropping another video, and this video is entitled Obtaining a Different Result. To be perfectly honest with you, this all stemmed from the old adage that you're probably familiar with, the definition of insanity, which goes, doing the same thing and expecting what? Different results. I don't know how many times you've heard it. I know I've heard it hundreds of times in my life, and I know that it's not the Webster Dictionary definition of what insanity is, but I believe there's some truth to it. Sometimes we find ourselves doing the same things and doing the same things that we were taught by our parents and our grandparents and shown by friends and other people. But the reality behind that is that sometimes those things don't work, and we do need to find a different way of doing something in order to achieve different results. I believe that, you never really find how fast you are until you've challenged your cardiovascular system. I remember when I used to run track for high school that I spent a lot of times looking at those that were faster and never imagined that I can run as fast or even faster than they could. But with the amount of training, you were actually transforming your insides. I was transforming my heart, my blood system, my cardiovascular system to get ready for the races that were to come. It's the same thing in life, is that many of the pressures that you go through, because you just don't walk into success. You have to be built into success. It transforms in different ways, but as you transform, it transforms. It almost is like a vision that you need to have. You know that you can become something, but you have to remain resolute to obtaining that goal. I don't know if you remember these, and I'm not sure how old you are. I've told you that I'm 50, so I'm a little bit older in life in terms of my experience. But I remember at the old playgrounds, they used to have these little spin things. I don't know what they're called, but they're little spin things. And they were right in the middle of the playground where the children would just kind of run with the metal poles, and they would spin it around and spin it around, and oftentimes they would jump right on it. And the fun of this ride was that once you got off of it, you were dizzy. I never really got as dizzy as those that were on this machine, on this ride. And one of the big reasons why was that when I got onto the ride, I focused right on the center. I focused on a place that did not move. And you know what? I was able to not be as dizzy as everyone else that was on the actual ride itself. Interesting. When you're focused on something, it allows you to remain resolute. I want to tell you that if you're going to do things differently, you need to have a focus, a focal point that you will not move from. When you are focused, you can do just about anything and go about anywhere. I want to encourage you that in order to obtain a different result, you have to obtain a better vision. You have to obtain a better focus. That focus for you is going to allow you that when everything is turning around in your life, when everything is trying to cause you to be distracted, you will remain focused on that focal point that you have decidedly focused in upon. I didn't say that I didn't get dizzy. What I said was I wasn't as dizzy. And so what I'm saying to you is that there is some effect of the cause that you might be involved with in your life. But if you can remain focused on that focal point, you're going to find that you're going to find success at the end of that rainbow. Now, let me tell you this. I got off the ride and you felt a little woozy, but I would see people keel over because they did not find that focal point. They focused in on everything. And that's some of the problem with insanity, is that you feel that you can jump into this shiny method, into that shiny method, into this shiny method and that shiny method, and all of those things may seem good, but just like the gold rush back in the early days back in California, not anything that I was participatory in, but the history writes itself is that people were going into the West in order to get gold. But there was this item that was in the West that messed some people up, and they coined it as fool's gold. Well, it looked like gold, but it wasn't as valuable as gold because it wasn't gold. Those shiny object syndromes end up distracting us from the very focus of what it is that we're trying to obtain in our lives. Don't fall for fool's gold. Don't fall for anything that isn't real, because I know that there's plenty of fake out there. There's plenty of fakes and people hiding behind the anonymity of the internet. They're hiding behind whatever it is that they feel is true in order to try to deceive you, to try to deceive me. And you know what? We have to find ways to find and apply trust to these areas so that we can still succeed irrespective of what those people are doing. I want to encourage you that you can still win, but you have to do things differently. Well, what is that second point? You have to be willing to take a risk. You got to be willing to trust again. You got to be willing to go ahead and put it all out there. I heard somebody say earlier today that an entrepreneur is the type of person that when they jump out of an airplane, they're the one that doesn't have the parachute, and while they're falling, they're trying to figure out a way to live in spite of what they don't have. Now, I'm an entrepreneur, and I don't like that idea. I think that's insane. I think it's insane to try to jump out of any plane, boat, or anything without a parachute or even some type of buoy device to keep you afloat. But the reality and the adage is true, that entrepreneurs are in a position to try to make things. Necessity is the mother of invention, and so therefore, if anything has ever been created, it's been created by an entrepreneur who saw that there was a need, and they were resilient until they obtained what it was that they wanted to obtain, the success of what they thought and they envisioned in their head. Don't be swayed. Continue to take risks, because those risk takers go very far. Don't be afraid of the dream, the magic of your dreams. Don't be afraid to go back into your childhood. You don't have to be childish, but you can be childlike. And that childlike disposition can still bring you very far, because that fun, that excitement, that drive is going to be the very thing that keeps you going when everything else around you is spinning and telling you to quit. And lastly, I'm going to tell you to have fun. I'm going to tell you to have fun, because unless you are having fun at what you're doing, you will quit. If you're not going to do it the way that they used to do it and the way that they did it all the time, then you have to find a different way that works for you. There's an old saying, and you might know this one as well, that if you find a job that you really enjoy, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, that's the same thing about having freedom and entrepreneurship, and in terms of the things that you want to do and the type of life that you want to live and the freedom that you want to obtain. These are things that you need to have in the backseat of your head. But if it's not really a job, it's because you're having fun doing it. Have some fun out there. Learn and continue to learn, and continue to expand your mind so that you can be that person that you want to be. I invite you to leave some comments on the bottom of this video, and I invite you to like it, and if it has any value, would you subscribe? Subscribe, because I'm going to continue doing videos of value to you and to the masses, and you certainly can share it, because I believe that we can get there. Wherever that there is for you, we can get there. My name is Eric, and I just want to encourage you that you can be the best that you can be. You can be the best you that you can be. And I want to let you know that there's a training that I'm going to put down there on the below comments. And I want you to check it out. If you want to know how it is to be an entrepreneur, how to go into this market, how to do something that you can find the freedom of doing it for yourself and living by your terms, I've left that link below. It's up to you. Totally up to you. You can continue to walk down the line of insanity and doing the same things, or you can try something different. It doesn't cost you anything. But you know what? I believe in you, and I believe in the best of what you can achieve through your life. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to talking to you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you at the top. Take care. Bye-bye.